So this is a really disturbing story that just came to my attention. I want to share it with you. Bella Hadid, who is a vehemently anti-Israel Palestinian model, influencer, whatever that means, and she has teamed up with Adidas to commemorate and even celebrate the 1972 Olympics. Now, as you may know, and these are the words of Leo Pearlman, the 1972 Munich Olympics saw a terrorist attack carried out by 8 members of the Palestinian militant organization Black September, who infiltrated the Olympic Village, killed 2 members of the Israeli Olympic team, and took 9 others hostage. And shortly after the hostages were taken, Black September demanded the release of 234 Palestinian terrorists who were being held in Israeli jails. The terrorists were ambushed, 5 were killed, but the rescue attempt failed, and all of the hostages were murdered. And frightening echoes of October 7th, an attack by the Palestinian terrorists on innocent Israelis, where they murdered, kidnapped, and demand the release of convicted conspirators and facilitators of terror, can clearly be seen. To celebrate the 1972 Olympics, for some reason, Adidas has decided to relaunch their cult classic runner's shoe, designed especially for the Munich event. And the face of that relaunch is Palestinian model, influencer, and social media child for online Jewish hatred, Bella Hadid. 52 years later, as we prepare for the start of the Paris Olympics, with anti-Semitism burning a fire through Europe, fueled by the actions of the latest iteration of Palestinian terrorism, is it any wonder that Jews are feeling under threat when major global brands act at best in such a tone-deaf manner, and at worst with true anti-Semitic intent? Bella Hadid's very questionable and publicised views aside, why celebrate and commemorate this Olympics at all? Why celebrate an Olympics at which Jews were slaughtered once again in Germany? And why do so if you're Adidas of all brands, who have something of a history of hiding anti-Semites for the benefit of their bottom line? Kanye West, anyone? Now, they did, by the way, split from Kanye West, and that has to be acknowledged. And I think they even supported some causes tackling anti-Semitism. But we have to take this, just deal with each case as it comes. And this seems like something very tone-deaf. Perlman continues, he says, pre-October 7th, Jews were often accused of being paranoid, seeing anti-Semites hiding around every corner, affected by the generational trauma and PTSD of our grandparents' genocidal experiences. Post-October 7th, we're being gaslit at every turn. Anti-Jewish racism is very real. For the first time in years, we see the truth with absolute clarity and won't be told otherwise by those whose masks have now been slipped. I want to know what you think of this. When the Olympics were held in London, I actually remember going to, this is in 2012, so 12 years ago, I remember going to an event commemorating, and it had some of the wives and family of the fallen Israeli athletes from 1972. And there was a commemoration, and the Prime Minister at the time, David Cameron, was there, and leaders of the Olympic Committee. They were all there, and they had some level of sensitivity, although I remember they didn't want to do a minute's silence for them in the actual ceremony itself. This was a separate ceremony, and there was a bit of upset about that. But this, to me, feels like just a new level of just, at best, blindness and tone deafness. But I feel that there's like more to it. There's an insensitivity here. I don't know. Do you think this is the kind of thing that we can just pass off? Or do you think we say, no, this is wrong, this is frankly insensitive? And at a time when Jewish people are being gaslit as they try to go about their lives and try to do the things they need to do to survive, when they're being told that a just war is a genocide, when they're being told that simply having their own ancestral homeland returned to them somehow is not a justified cause. Somehow we don't have a right to exist. At a time like that, is this something that we can simply pass by and say, whatever? I'd love to know your thoughts. To me, this feels pretty disturbing. Hi, thank you so much for watching. To watch another one, click here. To stay up to date with all our content, click here to subscribe. And if you're able to, you can help support JTV to grow and grow by clicking join below this video, where you can become a member and get perks including early access to videos and private live discussions with me. But most of all, you'll be partnering with us on our mission to change the world.